Okay, we're recording now. And I just want to thank everybody for attending today. This is avoiding scams, a really important topic. And our wonderful friend, Ms. Deborah Anderson over at the International Center thought it was very timely. Unfortunately, our students are being hit right now with scams, and we want to do everything we can to fight these things and see if we can get you back some money as well on them. I just want to give a shout out also to, of course, University of Florida Police Department for helping to prepare this presentation, as well as UF Gift, Housing and Residence Education, International Student Center, of course, our office, University of Florida Police Department, the Counseling and Wellness Center. And I want to also remind everybody the information contained in this presentation today is not intended to constitute specific legal advice. So if you have a question, feel free to reach out either privately later on or today if we have time as well. The other thing I have to tell you is that the information and opinions contained in this are not necessarily those of the University of Florida, the Board of Trustees, the Board of Governors for the state university system, or the state of Florida. I'm going to pause 1 minute here and let me get some lights on. I'm coming to you today from the confines of my den, so let's make sure. Okay, we're going to go back on here. Okay, we're back. And today's roadmap. Okay, very quickly, we're going to talk about what we do at Student Legal Services, scams, general red flags that we encounter, and also the specific cases that we encounter at the University of Florida. I want to show you what we've been encountering, and certainly if anybody has a case like that they want to share today, they can, or privately, we can talk about it later on, but show you what we're running into at the University of Florida. I want to give you tips about preventing identity theft and also what to do if you are already a victim. Our hearts go out to you, but we want to do everything we can, okay, on the flip side to make sure you're protected. Also, resource links. Okay, what do we do at Student Legal Services? We handle everything from disputes with apartments and landlords, criminal charges, traffic tickets, debt, auto sales, internet sales, ID theft, vehicle, property damage, powers of attorney, free notary service. We like to think we can handle about 95 to 98% of any legal issues that our students encounter, including all the way up through criminal and divorce cases. Okay, what's the first rule of thumb about avoiding scams? Watch out, okay? We want your ears to be up, and we want your eyes certainly to be open. And the scam alerts, what do you look out for? If it's too good to be true, it probably is. When a student comes to me and they think that it's a scam, I hate to say this, but 98, 99%, it's a scam, okay? So if you have a feeling and it smells like it might be suspicious, come see us, okay? Or University Police Department, we've encountered these so often, we can probably tell you very quickly. The other one, they ask you to cash a check, keep part of the money and wire the remainder to them, okay? Wiring to overseas accounts is a huge red flag for us. Now, a lot of my international students have to wire money, okay? But it's to family members and friends that they trust. If it's a stranger, again, if you have any suspicion, come see us before doing so. If an email asks for your personal information, please don't just click it on. Instead, go to your bank's trusted website, the real thing, okay? And if a stranger wants you to do something inappropriate online, don't do it, okay? We've had too many cases where this stranger wants to engage with you, but they record it, and then later on they want money from you. And I've got the resources here, including UF Public Safety, as well as us, and UF IT Security, okay? And I'll drop a link in as well for everybody. The other big red flags, again, emails from someone you don't know, the request to send them cash, and an urgency. I need that money as soon as possible because of my sick mother, father, grandfather, grandmother, okay? And it's too good to be true. Be aware of phishing, okay? What is phishing? Phishing is a tactic where the cyber criminals try to get your personal information, your identity information through corrupt emails. So just don't click on anything that makes you suspicious. Make sure, because you can usually point your mouse pointer over the link in the email to see if it matches the company or organization. Look out for basic grammatical errors, misspelling of common words, or poor sentence structure. A lot of these phishing attempts are done from overseas, and that's why the English is a little bit off. And if you do have a suspicious email, feel free to send it to abuse@ufl.edu so we can block those senders, make sure that it doesn't happen again. And I've included a link as well to the Information Security Office's website. What does a bank account phishing attempt look like? Well, this is the real thing. This is one of the emails that I think we've all probably received at some point, and it says that we've noticed invalid login attempts. It makes you panic. Remember the sense of urgency. We need to update your account information. Please update it by doing it, okay? Failure to confirm and verify will result in a permanent account suspension. Guess what? This is not Bank of America at all, okay? Also, fake UF account phishing we've seen, okay? And if you look at this here, first of all, it says that it comes from the UF Technical Information Department, but then reply to at cybertangent.com, okay? So at the beginning, we can see this false credibility here. This call to action, okay? We need your username, we need your password. Of course, please don't give those away, okay? And again, GatorLink Mail Technical Services, University of Florida. Again, they're trying to establish that false credibility with you. Don't fall for it. The other thing, usually if you're trying to rent your apartment or you want to sell something, somebody may send you via the internet, they contact you and they say, we'd like to buy, we'd like to rent your apartment, we'd like to buy your old textbook. And what they do is they send you a fake bank check. And this looks exactly like the real thing, okay, on it. That's why I use this to demonstrate, and it's for quite a bit of money. You're selling goods, they give you an excess of whatever your asking price is. For example, you're asking for 1,000 and they send you 2,000. And they said, oh, I made a mistake on my end. Can you wire me back that 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000? Okay. So this unexpected windfall, you suddenly get all this money. That's a huge red flag. They want you to wire it back because this check is going to take a while to clear and it's no good. It's going to bounce. But in the meantime, they're going to try to get money from you wired to them. Don't do it. Wait. Come see us. Okay. Mystery shopping was another one of these that's occurred. The GRU scam, we had this happening a few years ago, but I want to remind everybody just to be aware of it. It's a phone call for immediate payment or GRU will cut off your power. That's not the way GRU works. They'll come to your house or apartment and they will notice you, okay, before doing that. So be aware, they'll actually come in person. They will give you a notice and the notice will have the contact information that will match GRU, okay? We've had some students that have been approached, online publishers, and like the particular group that I mentioned here, contact you to publish your study or article. Well, you agree to do it, and later on you receive a bill from them for thousands of dollars. Remember, reputable journals don't charge you to print your paper, okay? They want your research. They want your studies. So we have peer review on all of these things, okay? If somebody contacts you charging you money to publish, don't fall for it. Contact us first. Employment scam. We've seen this one. The company wants to pay you for a training fee and they promise you an H-1B. A lot of my students, particularly international students, they really want that H-1B in exchange for a fee. First of all, charging a fee for an H-1B is illegal, okay, to let you know that. And they may use phone, email, social media threats. Don't fall for it. If they're bothering you, you can either report it to the University Police Department or you can come to our office as your attorneys, okay? And do online checks before seeing it. Look at the company websites. I actually took some of these pictures from a company website. Are they generic pictures and information or are they the real thing? Also, real quickly, if you want to go to myvisajobs.com, you can go there and it'll tell you what H-1Bs have been issued by a company, okay, to double check and to make sure. There's also, you can report these if you're a victim to ICE, Homeland Security investigations. If you want to come to us before you do that, we completely understand. And if you like us, we can even help you report it by redacting your personal information from it. Okay, the reason I showed this one, this was Ms. Deborah Anderson gave it to us, and I took out the student's name, of course. But basically, this was the African Scholarship Scheme, it was called, and to cover your tuition fee. And they wanted you to be responsible for it. They want you to transfer $500, okay, for this. This appears to be real. It even originated on what was purportedly our letterhead, okay? It is not. It is a scam. It is fake. They simply Photoshop or copied this information into this letter, but it looks very real. Before you go spending any money or anything, make sure that you clear it with the UF International Center. And also you can contact our office. We'll probably work with the center to make sure. Fake government agency scams, Homeland Security, USCIS, FBI fraud, okay, ICE, ICE, they contact you, okay, and there's an email or phone or fake website. We see it with a computer virus. We see it in other forms that your computer's been affected. It also threatens you, investigation or deportation. My students panic because they don't know. So they send these people money. Don't do it, okay? We want to save you. Sometimes it's been many thousands of dollars, and we want to make sure this doesn't happen to you. Come see us. The tax scam, okay, saying, for example, your state or federal return has been rejected and they want you to sign into this. And notice the urgency here. You're scared, taxes are due, and they send these out usually around tax time, right, to see if they can catch people. And you know, maybe you did use TurboTax. A lot of people do, or you use the other one from HR Block, Tax Cut. There's some other programs as well. Make sure before you go clicking on that link that it's actually legitimately from the company themselves that you used. And you notice this because they'll notice you within their software. Fake brand scams. This looks real. Windows 8, Outlook.com, a little dated with Windows 8, but it's still inform you. You won a sweepstakes. The question is, did you even enter it to know that you won? And of course, look at what they're looking for here. Your full names, okay? Maybe you have a partner, your house address, your occupation, your sex, your age, phone number, enough information where they can use this for identity theft, okay? US Postal Service, hey, we have a package for you, and can be any of these delivery services. I'm not picking on US Postal Service, but it pretends to be one, okay? And we all want to get our packages, right? So we end up going onto the site and either downloads malware into our computer, or they try to steal your personal information. The computer virus scam, this pops up on our students' computers. Sometimes they're visiting sites, maybe they shouldn't be visiting or otherwise. And of course, you know, we have these Trojan devices that your computer is infected and they want you to pay all this money, right, to remove it. Again, don't fall for it. Contact our ID department or police department. PayPal scam, seen this one, okay, a few times where, and if you notice this is not coming, update your account information. It says from PayPal customer, okay, and you can see this is not capitalized here, even though that's the company here. And, you know, there may be a couple of dots over the I to kind of let you know that it's not correct. Please do it, sense of urgency within so much time, but look at that originating email, okay? It's definitely not PayPal. Job offer scams. Okay, if you see this and it says that it's from a professor or from somebody else, almost always they're fake, okay? They offer to pay you money, to buy some gifts, to do some shopping for them. And of course, take a look at what they're trying to get from you, okay? All of your information here. so they can use it later on. The pay to drive scam, okay? Like this one, I'm not picking on Monster Energy drink. I'm just doing this because this was a real, okay, scam that was here. So we posted it, and this was shared with everybody. It's too good to be true. You're paid to drive, right? And notice the attempt again to get your personal information. This did not come from Monster Energy drink. The lottery scam, okay? We've all seen this. You win a prize, click on the link. Don't fall for it. Cyber crimes, big one. Okay, the stranger wants you to do something inappropriate, then tries to extort you for money. And we've had students fall for this, as well as employees at the University of Florida, our members of our community, very esteemed members. If they ask you something online, just assume it's being recorded. Okay, I think it's safer. Like I was kind of telling everybody today, you are being recorded today, by the way. We'll knock out that record for questions later. What can you do to prevent identity thefts? The do's, let's do the do's first. Guard your social security number if you have one. Review your credit card bank statements carefully and quickly. If you notice a problem, try to dispute it as soon as possible. Almost all the credit card companies will allow you to dispute just that portion. You pay for the other bills that are real. You cancel your unused credit cards and stored credit accounts. Oh my gosh, it seems like maybe this has been a few years ago, but my students would go to a store, they offer them $50 or $100 store credit to sign up for the credit card. The more that you have, the more chances are somebody can use it, okay, or can hack it. So our recommendation is please cancel unused credit cards and store credit accounts. Only use them if you have to. Try to limit yourself to 1 or 2 cards, okay? And use a random mix of letters and numbers for PINs and passwords. Plenty of information online about how to do that. Make sure that you ink out your account numbers and personal info on copies of receipts that you send in for rebates, returns, warranties, because that personal information is there, okay, if it has your credit card information. Normally they don't, only the last 4 digits nowadays, but you might want to even black that out. Shield your keypad with your body when using an ATM or punching in your PIN number. The reason is people with high definition phones now can stand aside. You won't even know that they're there, and they'll take a picture of you punching in your PIN number and your personal information, or they can record it in high definition, look at it later. Okay, don'ts. Please don't print social security number, your driver's license number, or your phone numbers on checks. That is generally not required anymore. Most of my students don't use personal checks now, okay? So it's not the problem it was. Don't give your social security or credit card numbers to people who call or email you. And we get the same call, somebody on the phone at my house wanting to know my credit card or debit card information. And what I always tell them is that, okay, what's the website? I'm going to go directly to the company, website itself, and what's the main number, okay, and see if it matches. I will never give personal information on the phone to the first caller that calls in. So don't give PIN numbers and or account numbers to friends. Oh, I hope that they're trusted, but we've seen way too many friends and even family members steal sometimes from our students. Please don't use the same PIN number for all your accounts. I know it's hard to remember different PIN numbers and different passwords, but it's better if you have separate ones, okay? I just want to give a shout out to Dr. Williams and our good friends at IFAS for preparing this. Now, if you're a victim of ID theft, what do? Number 1, stop it, okay? Don't give any more information, and I want you to request your free credit reports. Please do it at this site, annualcreditreport.com, okay? This is the one that is approved by the federal government, and right now during COVID, they're doing free weekly reports, so you can be on top of things. Review these reports and send a dispute letter to correct agencies within 4 business days if you see something unusual on it. Remember to close or renumber all business and creditors' accounts, and speak directly with the Security or Fraud Department, not an account representative and not necessarily someone on the phone. All of the banks, the credit card companies usually have a fraud department that is very experienced with handling this. I say do this within 30 to 60 days to avoid being held liable If you wait longer than that, you can, but the sooner the better. Also, if it's a real problem, consider a credit freeze. In other words, if an account's been hacked or your credit card information, close that account, open a new account, or consider a credit freeze where nobody can take your information right now and use it. Step 2, I want you to report the crime to the Federal Trade Commission and local law enforcement. The reason for that is we may be able to help you out if it's quick enough, okay? Recovering some of the money. And sometimes you need this police report anyway if you're going to ask the bank or your credit card company, right, to reimburse you. So make an online report. I've given you the information here. And also, you may want to take a picture of this page in particular. Contact your local police or sheriff to file it. Okay, contact information. And I want to give a shout out to UFPD. A lot of the slides that are contained herein are actually theirs. We usually do this in conjunction. It's just been a busy time. And I certainly look forward to doing this over and over and over again. We've got to get the information out there. Please share it with your friends as well. And this is our contact information at US Student Legal Services. We're on the 3rd floor of the Rights Union, room 3500. And here's our telephone number, 392-5297, our web address here. If you just type in Student Legal Services, and UFL, you'll come to us. Free lawyers, UFL, you'll get to us, okay? And this is the email, if you want to email, and I'll give you my personal as well in the chat. The UF Privacy Office here is an excellent resource for some of these scams that come through, unfortunately, as well as UF IFAS office. And just a quick thing, if you want to take a picture of this and tell us how we did on this presentation. I know it was a quick presentation today. It's full of a lot of information. I'm going to try to drop it when we knock off the record button here. But if you want to give us quick feedback, it takes a minute. Just take a picture of that presentation evaluation as well as a link here. And at this time, I'm going to stop share. So if anybody, stop share and also stop